Yeah, so yeah, we'll see if more folks join along the way, but anyways, we can get started and then go from there. So wanted to share a few things. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
Yep. So the first thing that I wanted to share is, I don't know if you saw this in community, but it's a pretty exciting app competition that we have for March. So basically we're giving away this device. This is a Tulip Edge MC, which is a device that we're that is being launched in the next few months actually, and essentially we're giving one away, and it allows you to connect. It allows you to do many things, including connect to devices on your shop floor. It has some USB ports, and you can connect the devices. But one of the other things that it can do is run Node-RED. I don't know. Are you familiar with Node-RED?
No.
No. Okay. So Node-RED is it's a low-code programming language for event-driven applications. So, essentially it allows you with quite a simple drag and drop interface to create these nodes and mix them together. So in Tulip, there's lots of native support for devices and machines, but Node-RED has even more. So it's, anybody can go in, develop a node, and then you can access it. So, for example, here you can see somebody who submitted a suggestion. Essentially, they're saying, is there a facility to monitor internet performance? So they downloaded a speedtest.net node because they need to know the internet speed at their facility, and then they just use that and then track it in a Tulip table every 5 minutes. They put a recording saying, okay, this station had this internet speed, and that way they can identify where the issues is coming from. And it's pretty cool, I think, because it's not like a typical manufacturing application, but it's just a good use case of Node-RED and the Edge MC. So if you have something that comes to mind, submit an idea. It doesn't have to be a completed app like Alan has. It can just be an idea, submit it, and then you can win one of these devices. The post the most likes wins the devices. So just submit it. There's still a few days left in March, of course, so still a lot of time to submit your application.
Okay.
Yep. Good. The next thing, I don't know if you saw, I posted in community about adding triggers to images. So this is quite a simple thing, but essentially, you can add triggers very easily, like I'm sure you know how to do, to buttons, timers, step enter and exit. But you can also add them on images. So if you need to build an app that has a nice clean interface that uses icons instead of text for to do anything you'd like, you can very easily just add an icon and add a trigger to the icon. So to do that, let me see, for example, this is the one I was looking for. If you come here and you download, say, for example, email icon, this one here. So instead of writing send email, you can just download this icon, come into Tulip, embed the image, upload it, select the image itself, accept a bunch of different file formats. And then if you scroll down here, it's always a little bit hard to find because once you have the image, it's not obvious. But if you scroll down here, you can see that one of the actions is custom triggers. And then with like this, it's the same way as when button is pressed. So you can just come in here, say send email to, I'll just send it to myself, saying hello world, boom, save, and now coming to here, email sent, and that's it. Quite simple, but it's a nice thing because if you can imagine a whole app built out with just icons, it's nice and simple and clean without too much text, and it's easy to understand what's going on. Let me know if you have any questions, by the way, on any of these things.
Yeah.
What's that?
This is clear.
Yeah. Okay, good. So the next thing is somebody posted in community this week about Oh, this was you actually.
This was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So did this work?
Yeah. I got it to
Okay.
work,
Okay,
but
perfect.
I also did a little workaround because I made the first row by myself in a table, and then I can start using it.
Okay, but you use this one here, this connector for something similar to this?
Yes, this one, yes.
Okay, okay, perfect. So I don't need to cover it. And you also see that somebody posted kind of a similar topic, but instead of having a sequential ID, they wanted to do to record the timestamp as the ID.
Yeah, I watched it as well.
Oh, you want? Okay, you know how to do that?
I didn't try it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's quite simple. So you can do it two ways. Either you can do just the current date and time in here. I'll show you what this looks like. But essentially, you can either do with a timestamp with once you click this, it creates like the Unix timestamp for right now, or you can also format it so it kind of puts in the full date in a human readable format, so that you can have an ID with the time. This is in Eastern time zone.
But you also have like metadata fields in a table, and I think these are the timestamps.
Yep. So yeah, you're right. So when you run it from the connector function, is it this one here that you're referring to? This information here?
No. Go directly into the table. And on this, open one of them, and on this three dots, you can show the metadata fields as well.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so you can see these, but you still need an ID always.
Can we just take this? Okay, so we have to make some logic anyway.
Oh, I see what you mean. You think you're saying it would be good to use this here as the ID. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you do need to use some logic. It's really simple. It's just one trigger, really, one action on the trigger here. Hey Nigel.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, not too bad.
Yeah.
I have to jump here. There's problems with work here. Reports not run. Yeah, I'll get the recording. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, not a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
just pinging me here. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah. Oh, he had to drop, he said. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, basically just converting the current date and time to text into the record placeholder. So it's just really simple trigger, and then if you want to format it, you use this function called format date tz, which takes the time, the format that you want to convert it to, and the time zone. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, cool. So I guess if it's only you want to go over oh yeah, Nigel said he had to work. Yeah, you want to go over, is there anything specific questions that you had that you wanted to cover?
So we can solve my API thing.
Yeah.
But one question before that.
Yep.
Can you show me how do you put the pictures made by a tablet into the table fields? And can you put many pictures into one field?
So no, you can't put many pictures into one field, but I can show you how to put one picture.
But then I have a question. Can I do somehow if do I need to make exact number of columns that are meant for the pictures, and that's why I will have the limit of how many pictures of I can have.
Yeah, because what are the pictures for? Like if there's a quality defect or something, you want to track the picture?
Yeah, and this one component might have many different types of defects. So we want to get the images of from every defect, and maybe even from different angles.
Yeah, I mean, you think, is it ever limited? Is there ever like more than say 5 or 10?
I hope not, but it might be.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to think, because so there's two ways of doing it. Are you familiar with app completions?
I think so.
Yeah, so before, and I'll show you, before we had tables, all the data that was gathered in the Tulip apps was stored in completions here. So essentially you can see you have all the variables in your app, what values they were assigned when they completed, and this table is, you can't modify it, so it's immutable. So once it's created, that's it. It's no longer modifiable. And in here, the reason why I bring it up is because in here you could have, say you embed a camera widget, and we'll just create a new variable, defect image, create this, and then we'll just put a complete button here, and we'll say, okay, complete app, then change to step, here, okay. And then also we'll put an input, and this I just want to show you because it's like important to see ID, part ID, something like this. The part ID, we can make it so that it doesn't clear on completion, so that it stays every time. So if you have the same part with many defects, you can record that. So then if we come here, we open up the step, we see, okay, now we're in part ID 46. You take an image, great, we complete it, app completed, we're back here, and this is still 46. And now we can take another image. It's the exact same image, but now the app completed twice. And if I come in here into the completions, you can see that there's two images tied to the same, where is it, part ID 46. And now if you want to build an analysis, you can build analysis on a slideshow, and you can basically, it will show all of them. Now, again, these are exactly the same images, but it will show all the images, and you can kind of, if you want, you can filter it then by ID or whatever, but it's a simpler way rather than, because there's no way to add more than one image per column. So this is just a solution I wanted to share.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, but so then if you wanted to store it to a table, we come and say, okay, defect image 1. We'll do another one, type, oops, not image 2, and then 3. Perfect. We'll come back into the app, open it up. We'll add the table, defect pictures, add a record placeholder, say current defect. Great, we have this. And now we'll go back into the step 4 here and add a button. And then we'll just say, okay, to actions, table records, create or load record by ID. Let's do random string for now, into the current defect. And we'll just say data manipulation, store variable, defect image. And again, this is the app variable, into the table record, current defect, image 1. Great. So now I'll open up the here in parallel. I'll take a picture. And then we'll just say data manipulation, store variable, defect image. And again, this is the app variable into the table record, current defect, image 1. Great. So now I'll open up the here in parallel. I'll take a picture. And then Perfect, boom, boom. And you can see that the picture's in the table here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
You know, maybe you could structure it like, you know, take image, you know, like try to take the image of like the overall view, the detailed one, detailed two. And that way you kind of like limit how many pictures the users take.
Mhm. And also I have like this kinds of situation as well. So I'm going to add one ID, but the same component that we are making the quality checks, it might have many different types of defects. So and different from with a different defect type. So and can I make it that way that dynamically some of the columns in the table will be added if the defects, extra defects are inserted? Can I do somehow?
No, so you can't add columns dynamically. What you can do is say we put in here a multi-select. You know, we basically just say, okay, this multi-select, sorry, let me just take a note on this. Okay, so say here, we'll create a new variable, we'll say defect type. Great, we'll create this list of values so that you see this is an array. Create it, and then we'll add a couple of options. We'll say defect type 1, 2, and then 3. And then we'll come in here, we'll add a button, and then we'll say store defect. And we'll add a quick trigger to this. We'll say, okay, data manipulation, store, and here will be expression. Actually, 1 second, because I always, yeah, join to string, that's the one. Defect type with, I always get them confused. Let me see. Data manipulation, store variable. Because this, if I do defect type like this, I don't think, no, it doesn't show up. So okay, let me see if this works. It's been a while since I've done it. So say we come in here, we select 1 and 2. Yep. Okay, so this is how it does it. You see, and then you have an array in your defect type, and then you can, if you need this later, you can always take it out and then you know, parse it back into an array.
And the analytics can separate this thing.
Yep.
The two indexes that are in an array.
What's that, sorry?
The Tulip analytics can separate this thing, and I can count that we had defect 1 so many times, defect 2 so many times.
Oh, so let's see here. No, but is it like a static list of number of defects, or can it be multiple?
I didn't understand the question.
No, if it's a static list of defects, or is it does it change? Like you always have defect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or like however many, but
it will be different from for every let's say component. One component might have up to, let's say, 5 defects, different ones, but we need count of how many times this one defect appears.
Yeah, no, if it's stored in an array, you can't go in and, so basically you want a table like this. So say in here, then we have another I'll just create another record.
I don't want the table. I want the graph.
You want the graph, okay?
But this is not in the focus. I just asked because when I'm getting this problem, then I'm starting to solve, but I haven't gotten into the analytics yet.
Okay. Yeah, no. So if you wanted to do what you're describing, you would have to, you know, what I would recommend is come in here, say, okay, count of defect 1, integer count of defect 2, and then just increment these. So say you have 10, 12, and then in here you have 20 and 12. Okay, maybe these are kind of over the like very high numbers, but yeah, if we come in here, we can create a new analysis. And here, because now in the analysis recognize that we have integers, we can come in here and we say, okay, yeah, so instead of average, you can just change this to sum. Or maybe actually you want to do this one here. This is how many defect 1s we had, 30, and defect 2 we had, you know, whatever that is, 24. You know, something like this.
Okay, but let's pass this thing at the moment.
Okay.
Let's do this Google Sheet thing, but you have to wait for a second because I need to update my API keys to get access to it.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm putting the API to work, and then we can continue. Give me a second. Okay, it works. So you're seeing my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, this is what I have at the moment. And the plan is to choose one of the types. There are many with the same name, but to show only one of them. And when I choose one, then I will get only the defects that will have the same, how's it called, index number that has everyone with this name. And make.
Wow, already in version 49, that's great.
What?
No, already on version 49, that's great. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you published it 49 times.
Okay, and also make here this drop down that are dependable of this drop down here will be dependable on the choice on this drop down.
Okay.
This is what I am looking to do.
Yeah. So what I would recommend actually, instead of using drop downs, let's see if this will work for you as a solution. But if you go to embed here, Yeah, and then interactive table. I just want to check something. Okay, move it down. Yeah, and then data source. Select the data source variable. Yep. So let's see how it's coming in. Okay, is it this one here?
I have to check. I think triggers are with that one. No, they are with this. Okay, I think this is the variable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then add the columns. Oh no, you can add the columns. Yeah, defect type and name. Yeah, and then if you scroll down just a little bit in here. Okay. Yeah, scroll back up. Okay. Yeah, because this can't be filtered actually the same way. So never mind. Sorry about that. You can remove this guy. Okay, so essentially what what you'll need to do is you need to add a button here that when the defect type is selected, then we'll filter out the data in the defect name. But
can I use the drop down selection as a button?
No, not currently. Yeah. So one other way you could do it if you wanted to is if you go into step, it won't update automatically, but you can basically put a timer. So every so often you run the connector function again, that will get you the filtered defects. But that's why I was recommending in the post, if you could store the defects in a Tulip table, I think it's a lot better because it makes it kind of managing all the information a lot easier. And like, it may be wrong, but it sounds like defect. It's not, if it's something like work orders that is constantly being updated and you need the latest one, but defects seems like it's pretty, maybe it changes once a week or something, but it's quite a static list. And if you have it in a Tulip table, you can avoid having all these connectors and everything.
Yeah, but I'm willing to do this way like that. I will make a connector that copies everything from the Google Sheets into the Tulip table. When something is updated in Google Sheets, it will be updated in Tulip table as well. Then I can do it like that.
Okay, yeah, that's a way of doing it. Are you familiar, by the way, with the API? Because where are these defects coming from? How are they being tracked? Like, who's adding them? Does somebody just go into the Google Sheet and add them?
So basically me and our quality inspector at the moment. But yeah, when we find something new, then warranty guys might be doing this as well.
Okay, so yeah, in that case, what I would do personally, I would make a table for defects that just has all the information that the Google Sheets one has, pretty much. And you can start, you can upload a CSV actually if you don't want to kind of restart everything from scratch. And then I would make a very simple app that allows you to add defects. So you can just have, okay, add a new defect. So you can say, okay, defect type is paint, defect name is paint chip, and then all the other columns that you need. But if you have a Tulip app that adds information to this Tulip table, then once into the Tulip table, it's a lot easier because, I'll show you. So if you click on embed real quick.
I think this will be the same thing what I have done here with names. Then I have this selection and I can go forward and it will be recorded into the table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think this will be the same thing.
Yeah, and I would really recommend it because it makes it, especially like I said, like Google Sheets, if it's or like any connector, if it's like the information is being updated very regularly, or there's like it's coming from somewhere else. But if it's just like really you and then the other person you mentioned using it for now, I would really recommend using it in Tulip Table because it's a lot easier.
But can we make this happen? Because I looked for it, but I couldn't find any information about how to do it. Let's say we will post entire Google Sheet table into the Tulip table. And also when the Google table is updated, then we will use, I think, put or something to put the extra fields that are updated into the Tulip table. The plan is to keep the both data sources the same.
Okay, yeah. So I can show you. And so, what do you want to cover? How to upload the data from Google Sheet into a Tulip table?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So if you
with API, not from CSV.
oh, okay, okay. So with the Tulip API or with the Google Sheets API? Are you familiar with the Tulip API?
My main goal is I don't care which one, but it should work.
Okay.
You tell me how it is simpler to do.
Yeah. So well, I'll just show you the Tulip Table API because I think it's good to know. So if you come in here and then into settings, and then you go into bots.
Yeah, I think I have it already. I've done something with it.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. And is it being used anywhere?
Yes, with my ID number creation.
With your ID number. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to mention this because it is kind of good to know. But if you want to go back, and by the way, I will say that I would recommend against having two sources of truth. You know, because it's very easy for things to get out of sync or whatever. So if you could have only one source of truth for all the defects, I would highly recommend that.
That's why I just want to duplicate it. This is my idea. If it makes easier to build apps than getting the having the Tulip table, then I just want to duplicate it with APIs, and otherwise you can get this data directly from Google Sheets.
Yeah, but duplicate it once and then be over and done with, or duplicate it over and over again.
Duplicate it once, and when something gets updated into from Google Sheet, it will be updated also in Tulip table.
So but that's having two sources of truth, right? I mean, like, I don't understand what's the issue with just having everything in a Tulip table, to be honest.
The thing is that the main point is for me to learn how to use those things. Because when I start using APIs with the different systems, then I want to be capable of doing that.
Okay, that makes sense. But I mean, just for production, I would recommend only keeping it in the Tulip table. So, okay, great. If you open up, you already have a table created in Tulip. If you go to apps and tables.
I think I have. I think I tried to do it. Yeah, this is the same thing. And this one I imported with the CSV.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So we have this. And now let's see, what does your connector look like if you go into apps and then connectors?
I think I don't have the connector for that because I couldn't get it to work.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is the same one what I am using here. With
Okay, so yeah, test this out. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's see here. Oh, okay, okay. I know what we'll have to do. And then if you go to outputs, real quick. Okay, and then go down. Okay. Okay, we can use this one here. And actually, if you scroll back up again, you also have in the Google Sheet, you have an ID column. Yeah, if you go back to the.
Yeah, that's why I made it.
Okay, perfect. So now, if you don't mind copying this function. Yep, and then add an output. Yep, and change it to defect ID.
I think I can also just use let's say defects
Yep.
and values dot, and it gives me everything.
Okay, and this will be values.1, I think. Okay.
ID, yes.
Okay, and then change it. Okay, yeah, changes to an object, to a list. Sorry, yeah, perfect. Text, great. Okay, now let's test this out. Okay, okay, great. Now we have everything. You mind just going to outputs real quick? Okay, this is perfect. This is really good. Okay, now we can save, maybe change the name here. Just put like.
No. I think this ID is this one. Defects.0. Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. Great. Now you can rename it and save it.
But we should add everything. We should get the entire table.
Okay, yeah, I mean, just to show it here, maybe we can get started with these and then you can kind of go, because that's the easy part, adding all the other ones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so maybe just rename it here. Yeah, but like get all data. Did you save the connector function?
No, I got distracted by Zoom things here.
Okay, so not this, you can close this one actually, because this is the other one.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think if you just go up there on the first tab here in Chrome. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And now you can save this. Save it, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and now you can save this. Okay, great. Now we have the function. Now you can open up the app again. Yep. Okay, open up. We can just make a new app actually, because yeah, maybe just put it into here. Yeah, let's create a new app. Yeah, get all defects. Yep. Great. Open it up. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is we'll just run the connector function. Yep, button. And then add a trigger and then run the connector function we just created. Yep, run connector function. Yep, that one. And then get all defects, exactly. Okay, save result as new variable, all defects. Okay, save it and save. Okay, and then we can just display this. So if you go to embed interactive table. Yep, and then select this. Yep. Yep, click that. Yeah, why is it not showing up? Okay, then instead of an interactive table, let's just do a variable. No, here, sorry. You go to text and then variable. Yep. Okay, great. Yeah, select that and make it nice and big. Okay, now let's try running it. You can click test here. Just make sure that everything is coming in correctly. Okay. So there is a small thing where basically if you open up the connector again, we need to get the data in. If you scroll back down, all the way down, get all defects. Yep, so let's duplicate this. So instead of creating lots of text arrays, we'll just add an output. And we'll change it to an object. Yep, and we'll make it a list of objects.
Ah, okay, this one.
Yeah, no, sorry, in here. Yep, exactly. And then, yeah, you can say like defects. Yeah, and just values. Okay, and then here we'll let's try putting defect type. Yep, and then in here we can put values. No, sorry, .2, for example. And by the way, we're just practicing because this is, we typically don't, kind of, okay. So then go to check out the outputs. Yeah, and then scroll all the way down. All the way down. No, they're not coming in. So is it, 1 second, let me just see here. Yeah, do you mind just removing these top 3 just for a second? Yep, okay. So now try running it again. Values, yeah, try that. Values are 2. No, 1 second, let me see here if I have one on my instance. Values. Isn't it dot values normally?
I don't know, actually. You can try it. Nope.
Try removing the .2, just putting 2. No, okay, 1 second. Remove this here real quick. So if you go back into the body here, yeah, and you just select add to output here. Okay, so now it is dot values. So you need to put, yeah, dot values and then add an output. And just try, yeah, put 0 and then put dot 0 here. Dot 0. No. Yeah. No, just one of those. Yep. And then go to check out the outputs. Okay. Okay, then not a problem. I think we'll still be able to do it with what we have now. So we can just go back in here.
It doesn't return anything.
No. I mean, with the connector function that we currently have. Yep, open this up. Okay, and then we'll just add a step, have added loading step. Add a step here. Yep, and say, yeah, loading. Okay, great. Now we'll say, okay, we'll add a record placeholder to the table that you just made. Yep. Okay, yep, add. Okay, add a record placeholder. Yeah, current defect. Okay, and then we'll go back into steps here. We'll go into here, we'll say, okay, no, sorry. If you scroll up here in this tab and open up the, yeah, no, just if you go back into the loading step. Yep, okay, great. So on step enter, we'll do a couple of actions, add 2 or 3 actions. Okay, table records, create record. No, sorry, create or load actually, because that way if it already exists, we'll just override it by ID. And here, let's see variable. Okay, new variable, yeah. And we'll say current defect. Yep, great. Save it into the current defect. Okay, we'll save this. Okay, if you go back into here real quick. Okay, well, you can just add a button. Just a regular old button. Yeah, and then we'll say, okay, when the button is pressed, when the button is clicked, let's see here, add a new action. Yep, arrays. Yeah, get from index in array. Yep, and this one we'll start with ID. Index will be a variable. Will be a new variable, and we'll call it, you can call it index. Okay, and we'll store it in a, oh, you know what? Actually, this is great because we can store it directly into the Tulip table. So essentially, you understand what we're trying to do? We'll just iterate over the entire array that you have and store all the records into the table. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Andrew? Yeah, okay. Okay, so actually, you understand enough now to take it from here, or do you want me to continue building it?
Let's continue because I have like a question.
Yeah, what is it?
So this one table record, it is like a one row, but when I'm talking about more than one row to update with it.
Yeah, okay, so okay, that's not a problem. So we can do this. So we'll no, so actually we'll come back in here, we'll say, okay, get from array index, and we'll just no, actually, you know what, you can just remove all this guy. Yep, and then we'll just add a new transition, and we'll go to the loading step. Go to step, loading. Okay, and you can remove this, and then save it. Okay, so then on the loading step, okay, when the step is open, then we'll do a couple of things. Let's see this. Okay, add a new action. Yep, arrays, get from index in array. No, get from index in array. Yep, array ID, index is the variable index. Yep, storing variable table record. Oh no, sorry, I'm sorry. Storing storing record variable. Yep, and then current defect. Okay, and move this up actually. Yep, perfect. And then here, so okay, perfect. And then we'll add a couple of some more actions. Yeah, and then we'll do data manipulation. Store. No, I'm sorry again. Arrays. I keep getting confused. Arrays. Get from index and array. Yep. And then defect type. Index will be the same index again. Yep, exactly. Yeah, and storing the variable table record. No, you're right. Yeah. No, this will be a new one. I think it's better to do it just a new one. Yep. Defect type. Yeah. And now you can save this variable into the array, into the table. Yeah. So data manipulation. Store. Yeah. Defect type into the table record. Current defect. Defect type. Okay, and then the same two ones for the last one, defect name.
Okay, so I got it.
Okay.
I want to see how does it work when I have when I add multiple rows.
Okay, so then go back in here. Still not done. So in here we can have another step, add another step. Loading two. Okay, yep. And then you can say, okay, as soon as scroll up in here, if you don't mind. Okay, refresh it because it's strange. The step doesn't show up. Yeah, you can just refresh. Yep, so on step enter, you can just add a new transition to go right back to the loading step. No, transition. Go to step, loading. Yep, click save. Okay, and now back in here, yeah, you can see, okay, open up this trigger. And then we can add a new condition here. Basically, are you familiar with the concept of iterating over an array?
Not so much.
Okay, so if the variable, so essentially, if you imagine we have an array and we just we're going to go through all the various items. Yep, index is greater than, is less than or equal to. And then here, yep, variable, new variable, and then we'll just call it array length. Okay, click save. And then here, scroll down. And then here we'll go, after this, we'll go to step, loading two. Yep, and then otherwise go down again, add it, yep, and then otherwise we'll just go back to the main step. Yeah, no, you're good here. No, yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, exactly, there. Go to step, and then the untitled step, unnamed step. Okay, and then one last thing that we need to do, no, sorry, just two more things. If you add a new action here. Yep, and then you can just do data manipulation. No, it's all the way at the bottom. It's there. It's just, yeah. data manipulation, increment, index by 1. Yeah, variable index by static value 1. Okay. Great, now we can store this. Now if you open up this, yeah, and in here, in this one here, modify, add something here, this trigger. Yep, you can add a new action. We'll do arrays, get length of array. Yep, any one of them, just do ID and store it into the array length variable. Oh, that's strange. Just do a new variable here, array length, but do it slightly different. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Save this. And now if you go back in here, open up this one. Yep, and switch it from this one to the one that you just created, because yeah, exactly. Okay, great. Save it. Okay, and now one more thing we need to do. If you go back into the app here, into app.
Here.
Yep, and then variables. The index, you can default, you can remove this one. Yeah, and the index, you can put it to default 1. Okay, now we keep our fingers crossed and we hope that this works, but it's oh no, index 0, I'm sorry, index 0. Okay, so now we can go back into the Tulip player here. Okay, so now click this button real quick. Okay, 42 items came back, that's good. And now if you click this button here, yeah. Oh no, we haven't added the trigger yet. Open up the app again. Yep. So what is this doing currently? Oh. Was it clicked? You click it?
I clicked it, but
Huh.
again.
Huh. You also have the Tulip player open?
No, but I can open it.
Yeah.
Do you also see the table where Tulip player?
No, I don't actually.
Oh no, I need to figure it out. How can I share it to you? Like that. Now you see?
Yeah, now we see it. Okay, need to go to menu. Yeah, change the app. And you know, actually, I will send you this because yeah. So open it up, the app that you just made. Yeah.
I don't see it.
Oh, really? So is it because your player is only running development version? If you go back into
Yeah,
the
I haven't published it. Yes.
no, so just so you know, you can click cancel here. If you want to, you can also run development version apps from your player.
Okay,
So
how?
what's that?
How?
Oh yeah, I'll show you how in just a second. So if you open up here, yeah, no, so just open up a new tab. Just go to your instance. Yeah, and then shop floor stations. Okay, and I do have to go in just a couple minutes here, but I will send you a link. It is really useful. So yep, is it that one? Yeah, so you can edit here. Not most recently published, but development version.
Okay. This is good.
Yeah. So this saves a lot of time. Click save. Yep, perfect. And now if you go back into the app editor. Yeah, and open up the player like you were doing. and now it should show up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so 1 second, now it's writing all the data. It should be writing all the data. Go open up your Tulip table in the meantime. The actual table itself.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it. I have so many tabs open. So the ID row is here.
Yep. Did it create them?
Only one row.
Only one row, the ID. Okay. Okay. Do you mind opening up the player again? Okay, but because all the other ones existed already.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, does that make sense? More or less what we did.
Yeah, but I just want to make it with a one app without adding extra steps. But yeah, but I think it's doable. I just have to spend some time on it.
Yeah. If you open up the chat here of Zoom. Yeah, I just sent a message. You should see it in the chat box.
Yes.
Yeah. So somebody was asking something very similar yesterday. And if you look at that video that I made, it's just play this. Yep. It's a bit different because but the concept is basically the same. So yeah, you can watch the quick demo to see. Yeah, you can mute it, and you'll see basically. You see, once that runs, there's an array that comes back with various items. And here, all you want to do is subtract from the inventory table the bill of materials. So then you click this, does the same thing. And then here, you see this table is updating and is being removed. It's updating multiple records from an array, essentially. And yeah, if you look at this demo and the recording of this session here, you'll see how it's done if you do have questions.
Okay, I try it out.
Okay, great.
Okay, thanks for the time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Have a good weekend. And if you have any questions, feel free to post in the community.
Yeah, bye.